born King of the Jews. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men came from the east to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. And they told him, In Bethlehem of Judea. For so it is written by the prophet, And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. Then Herod summoned the wise men secretly, and ascertained from them what time the star had appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, that I too may come and worship him. After listening to the king, they went on their way, and behold, the star they had seen when it rose went before them, until it came to rest over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly with great joy. And going into the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. Then, opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed to their own country by another way. Matthew 2, verses 1 to 12. The chapter which relates the story of the wise men from the east is one marked by contrasts and opposites, and it well reflects the contradictions of our time as we sing of the birth of the Son of God. There's the contrast between the simple, humble dignity of the kings as they followed the star to the stable of Bethlehem, and the harsh, grim reality of totalitarian rule represented by Herod and his court. The same kind of incongruity is seen between a worshipping people and the age of satellites, guided missiles, and space probes. This is the agonizing background of Christmas in our age, in which we're presented with the stark alternatives: the wisdom of God or the wisdom of the world. For the satellites focus attention on the terrifying powers and potentialities of sinful man. The star leads to Christ, God's answer to the towering enigmas and crises of every age. There are those who are impatient with the seeming absurdity of the contrast between the gravity of our crisis-stricken situation and the answer that the Christian gospel purports to give, a helpless babe. Should this be taken seriously, they think? But the Bible has its answer ready for them. It tells us that God has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the weak things of the world to confound the mighty. The weakness of God, we're reminded, is stronger than men. And this, in fact, is the heart of the miracle of Christmas. For what did the wise men say? Where is he that is born King? The babe is God's King, the sign of God's power come into the world, the eternal Word made flesh. It's this that our carols delight to portray. Lo, within a manger lies he who built the starry skies. And in the bleak midwinter a stable place sufficed the Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ. Nor is he as weak and helpless as one might think, even in infancy. He was even then what he was destined to be eternally, a divider and a troubler of men. His coming was revolutionary for men's lives. It moved the wise men to come from the east and drew them across the face of the earth to his manger bed. It troubled Herod and the whole of Jerusalem, as well it might, for it was destined to have very great repercussions for all of them. This is the real point, and but for this, Christmas would be meaningless for us. The fact of his coming acts like some great invisible magnet which draws his chosen ones to himself. This is the incontrovertible reality about the Christmas message in our day, as it was then. In spite of the formidable achievements of modern technology and the age of science, men's hearts are still asking, where is he? He compels them to ask this question. He haunts men in the gospel. Whether they will or no, he requires them to think on him and make up their minds concerning him. The weakness of God is stronger than men, and in the hearts of his own he conquers. And when he conquers, he blesses. This is how we may confidently wish one another a happy Christmas. Where meek souls will receive him, still the dear Christ enters in with blessings beyond telling, to heal our woe and to make us glad.